Chicken pot pie is very nice. You can eat it on a plate, but I like it on rice. Chicken pot pie, it sounds really funny. When it's out of the oven, it is really yummy. Stay tuned for Dad's chicken pot pie.
How you doing today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make homemade chicken pot pie. Now we're in late October. Next week is Halloween, and although we haven't had our first snow yet here in northern Wisconsin, and typically we do, we know it's going to be coming pretty soon because the temperature has dropped pretty drastically. Time to put the jackets on and everything else when you go outside, and nothing is better than when the weather's cold outside than a delicious home-cooked meal. Now this is super easy, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Don't be intimidated by it. It's pretty basic. We got some chicken. I got a combination of white and dark meat. Got some celery, onion, carrots. I got some thyme and parsley, some chicken stock, a couple other ingredients. We're going to put this together, put it in a pie crust, bake it in the oven. It's going to fill the house with a wonderful aroma, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So stick around. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. All right, so we're going to start making the chicken mixture here. I got a nice sized pot here. I got a little bit of olive oil. The first thing we're going to do over medium heat is to cook this chicken for a few minutes. I'm going to add a little bit of kosher salt. There we go. And I'm doubling the original recipe. I'll leave the original recipe ingredients down in the video description, as well as a link to the original motivation and recipe coming from Laura in the kitchen. Little ground black pepper there, and now we're just going to stir this up. And look, we're not trying to cook this totally completely. We're just trying to cook the outer edges, the skin here, you know, because it's going to be in the filling, in the oven cooking for around 25 minutes, bubbling in that wonderful crust. So, like I said, 5 or 6 minutes, stirring occasionally. We'll be back in a minute. So it's been around 5 minutes. You can see the chicken is definitely cooked a little bit, but you can still see some raw pieces, but that's fine. And you can see there's some little bit of olive oil and a little bit of liquid on the bottom that was released from the chicken. Now we're going to add the onions, and like I said, I'm doubling up on the recipe. So if this looks like a lot, it's because I'm doubling up on it, because you know what? You could take the liquid with the chicken and freeze it, and then just put it in a pre-made pie crust whenever you'd like. So there's the onion, the celery, and the carrots. And we're just going to saute this another 5 or 6 minutes, just kind of get some color, get it softened up a little bit before we add the liquid. All right, while that chicken and the peas and the carrots and the celery cook, we're going to make a roux. So I got 2/3 cups of butter, and we got 2/3 cups of flour. Make sure those ratios are even, but we want to thicken up this sauce for the chicken pot pie. So we'll just let this melt here. We'll be back in a second. All right, so 2/3 cup of melted butter for our roux. It's all melted. Now we're adding 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, and we want to stir that good and make a roux, get that thickened up, and we're going to add that to our chicken mixture. Just like so, not very complicated. Now normally if I didn't double up this recipe, you could probably do that in the same pot as the chicken, like Laura does. I'll leave a link to her original video, but yeah, I think it's a little too much in that pot to do it right now. So you see how it thickens up like that? You want to keep whisking it and stirring it till any of those flour lumps kind of disappear, and try to scrape the edges too to get all that excess flour off. And there we go. Just give it a minute and we'll add it to the mixture. Alright, so there it is all mixed together. Now we're going to add it to this chicken mixture. You can see there's a lot of liquid in here, so this is just going to thicken everything up. There we go. We're going to stir that in real good. There we go.
I'll get one.
There we go. And now we're going to give this a really good stir. And just let it go another minute or two, and then we're going to add the chicken stock, the frozen peas, and the heavy cream to thicken it up a little bit. And then we're just going to let it boil for another 10-15 minutes. Ooh, I'm steaming up the camera lens here. All right, looking good. We'll be back in a second. All right, it's been a minute or two. Now we're going to add the chicken stock, or chicken broth. We're going to give that a good stir.
You will probably want to do it a little bit slow.
Yeah, we'll do it a little bit of time. Let me turn the heat just down a little bit here. I got it. All right. Now, do you want to add some more?
Yep.
Look at that. It's beginning to look like a delicious inside of a chicken pot pie.
I have a thing that doesn't want to pour very well.
It's okay. It's just because it was overfilled. Okay, leave a couple cups there. No, another cup or so. We're just going to leave a little bit just in case. We made a couple extra cups of chicken broth because just in case it was a little too dry and we wanted to make it more liquidy.
The peas before the cream? Okay.
Yeah, peas.
Okay.
Stir that in. Ooh, that is frozen. Okay. And now let's add the cream. Heavy cream. I guess you could use milk in a pinch. And like I said, look, I'm making double this recipe.
Look at that.
Boy, this is going to be so full. But like I said, you can put this in a freezer bag and freeze this liquid chicken. And then all you need to do basically is just heat it up and defrost it and put it in a ready-made pie crust, and you're in business.
Okay, I apologize, but I added a little bit more of that broth just to get the rest of the remnants of the cream.
Okay.
There we go.
All right, so we're just going to give this now. We're going to bring it up to a simmer, and we're going to let it go. Oh, we got to do the potatoes.
But I want to do that. The potatoes I diced real small. I think it's best to probably add it the last 5 minutes of cooking time, and then it's going to be baking with the rest of the pie, and it'll cook the rest of the way. Since I cut them small, I think they're going to cook fairly quickly.
All right.
So that's
we'll
my
bring
guess.
this up to a simmer, and then we'll go ahead and add the potatoes in around 10 minutes, and then we're ready. Pretty much assemble these pot pies. By the way, I got the ready-made dough.
Oh, the pie crust.
Yeah.
The dough.
Let me show you here.
Hey, that works.
You can get the puff pastry, but I just got this Pillsbury pie crust. These are ready-made. Makes it nice and easy. In fact, whoops. Well, you can see the picture on the top there. Chicken pot pie. So that's what we're using. All right. It's been simmering here for around 10 minutes. Now we're going to add the potatoes. You can see she cubed them up here.
Very small. Just.
Oh, we had 3 small potatoes. They were very small potatoes.
Well, we doubled the recipe, so if you're not doubling it, do like 1 to 2 small.
Yeah, 1 to 2 small potatoes. We just want to add a little.
So you'd want to do about a cup of diced potatoes if you're not doubling. If you're doubling, do like 2 cups, which for me was like 3 small.
So we're going to bring it back up
There we
to a
go.
simmer and give it around 5 more minutes.
Look at that. It smells good.
And we should be ready to start assembling these chicken pot pies.
Ready to rumble.
All right, we'll be back in around 5 to 7 minutes. Oh, that's a reminder. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees.
Yes.
All right, be back in a second. All right, it's been going for a few minutes. We got it up to a nice simmer. Now we're going to add fresh thyme and fresh parsley. Here's the thyme and fresh parsley.
This is where the aromas are going to kick in.
All right,
Yeah.
so we're going to give it a stir. We're going to give it a taste test here. Always taste it. Don't just assume it needs more salt and pepper, because that's where you can make a big mistake, and you can't take
Yeah.
salt out if it gets too salty.
Some broths have more salt than others. Some
Now the recipe called for unsalted butter. I used regular salted butter because that's what I had. So I'm just going to try the broth here and see if it needs any salt and pepper. Okay. Oh, is that good? Let me rinse that off. Gotta get Monica's opinion. Here, be careful, it's hot. Try that while I give it, whoop.
It's okay, I got some.
While I give it a good stir. Yeah, I think I could use a little bit of salt.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
I know, it's very good. That's
Wow.
a good chicken gravy there, right there. Okay.
That's a winner. Okay. Oh, that's so good.
Do a little bit of salt, not too much.
I could just drink that.
Yeah, I could too. A couple pinches.
Couple pinches of salt.
Yeah.
There's
Little kosher salt. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of ground black pepper on there as well.
we like a lot of pepper, but
There we go. Give it a good stir. I'm going to give it maybe another minute or two, and then we'll turn it off the heat. We'll just let it sit here in the burner, kind of cool down, and then we'll get the pie crust out and get it ready to go. I'm using, like I showed you guys, the Pillsbury pie crust. You can use any kind of pie tin, those disposable foil ones. We got a real nice Pampered Chef one, but I'm also going to do an extra one, an aluminum one, you know.
Yeah, like a
the
disposable,
foil. Yeah,
yeah.
disposable.
but we'll
And like I
use
said, then we're
my.
going to freeze the extra for later.
But I love my Pampered Chef one, the deep dish.
Yeah. So we'll be back in a minute. All right, drink review time while we wait for that chicken pot pie to kind of simmer down. Leinenkugel's Toasted Bach. This is a seasonal one. I was very excited when I saw it in Walmart when I went yesterday for the ingredients. Man, I was very excited. So this is a traditional Bach beer, and yeah, looking forward to it. Look, they have a nice little house there in the woods by the lake, and on the 12 pack it actually has a fire pit on it, so extra bonus points. Okay, and this is my daughter Ava Grace and my son Kyle.
I have my new Smo'King shirt, but I'm wearing thermals, so.
When you have a smoking shirt for a while.
She got brand new thermal underwear today in anticipation of the winter. Okay, so Ava Grace is trying Simply Smoothie Orchard Berry.
That's a good one.
Yeah, she's never tried this. 100% fruit smoothie, no added sugar. I like that part of it.
Simply smoothie.
Simply Smoothie, that's what
I
it's
think
called.
it's back from the farm,
Never heard of
so you have to drink it at a couple, like maybe a couple days after you get it, because if you just leave it there for months, then it's just gonna.
Yeah, it's fresh.
It's like
You have to drink it fresh.
It's like if you're having a yogurt or something,
What's the
you
expiration
can't
date?
just have it out of date and eat it.
No, I looked. It's good till I think January. And Kyle is having another Wisconsin staple, Jolly Good. They make a wide variety of different sodas. This one's called Cherry. I mean, I don't know who else makes a cherry soda. I mean,
Well,
there's
I named
Cherry
a couple
Mountain Dew,
off
there's
camera.
Cherry Coke, Cherry Pepsi. But who makes just a cherry soda? I don't think anyone
You
does.
just named a few.
Well, that's mixed with Coke, Cherry Coke,
But doesn't Fanta
Cherry
also
Mountain
do
Dew. That's a cherry flavor adding to an existing drink. Who makes just a regular cherry soda?
I believe Fanta does.
Maybe Dr. Brown's with a black cherry soda, like Jewish deli style. But anyway, that's what Kyle's having. All right, Kyle. Pour that. And Ava Grace is out of a little old school Chippewa Falls
This is a really
dairy.
good one.
That's how they used to serve milk.
This is the old milk cup.
Yeah. All right, give me that milk cup.
That's the cup I use for my little milk straws. You know those straws that have little pieces in them that have flavor. That
Oh,
milk
wow,
flavor.
you do?
They're called
All
milk
right, now I'm
magic.
gonna try this toasted Bach twist off cap. I like
Man,
that.
you almost did the whole thing of the drink.
Well, I know how you are. Usually finish it before I hit the stop record button. Wow, this is dark. Okay, I'm gonna like it already, I can tell. Because usually Leinenkugels are very light. This is 5.1% alcohol.
Cheers,
A
guys.
refreshing take,
We're not drinking it yet.
traditional Bach beer. Okay.
This smells really strong. I'm looking forward to trying this.
Like cherry? Really strong? Let me smell.
I was thinking it smelled like an orange.
Ooh, it is strong.
I like the smell of my drink.
All right. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching the video. We're looking forward to some chicken pot pie. Cheers. Give me your milk.
It's pretty full, so I gotta be careful with this cup.
All right.
And it's glass. Cheers, you guys.
Okay. This is good. They need to make this year-round Leinenkugels because It's definitely a toasted malt kind of flavor. Not as hoppy, dark, a little bit higher alcohol than most of their beers. Very enjoyable. I highly recommend it. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Oh, what was that?
It was a timer that was gonna go off.
Well, we don't want a timer to go off. Anyway, I would highly recommend this if you have access to it. Probably not unless you live in Wisconsin. And I know this is a seasonal one this time of year. And I always have to try those. I was very excited when I saw them. Okay, Ava Grace, stop.
Breathe.
Breathe.
This is actually a really good drink. I think it's from the farm, huh? And it's actually, I actually like having those farm drinks that are really good. Although the drink does say here,
All right,
shake well.
finally, Kyle, how was your Jolly Good Cherry?
It's very good. Like you said, I think there's probably a couple brand, like I think Mountain Dew and Fanta that have done the cherry thing, but it's definitely not one of the
Let me try.
mainstream.
No, most
like-
soda companies don't make a cherry.
But I think that
Woo! It does have a little
It's
bit of
very
that
good.
black cherry soda. It's a little too sweet
it's
for
not
me.
black cherry, but
No,
it's
I know, but it has a
very
little
good.
bit of that flavor. Oh, Mom's gonna try it. Well, come say what you think, Mom.
Does it taste like soda?
It tastes like black cherry. for
A
me.
little bit like black cherry. Yeah, it
It's
does.
good.
It's a little bit sweeter than black cherry. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate it. We're just gonna let this simmer for a couple more minutes, and we're gonna assemble these chicken pot pies. Wait, you already done?
I'm trying to tell. I'm just trying to
And look at how
tell you.
nice Ava Grace looks in her nice new shirt.
It's called the thermal. This is the thermal.
Well, it's not
this is
new.
the.
Well, no, it's not
This
new.
is. Well, you wanted to see if it was my size a couple days ago. You still had it. It wasn't new to you.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, so we're ready to assemble these pot pies. You want to lay a little bit of flour down on your surface. And these are the pre-packaged, like I said, Pillsbury pie crust. I've unwrapped one. Try to get it a little
pretty
bit.
thin, but
Yeah, I know, but you just want to kind
maybe
of give
just
it.
a little more. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, so maybe just a little bit more.
All right. Now let's. We're doing the double layer. We're going to do a bottom crust and a top crust, but a lot of recipes just do the top crust, and you can experiment. I just personally I like a bottom crust, but we're going to put it in here and like cook it in 400 degrees for like 5-6 minutes just to kind of firm it up before we put the liquid chicken mixture in it. I think that helps it hold its shape a little bit better. And you want to make sure that bottom crust isn't soggy and doughy. So you want to like pre-cook it for
All
a few
right,
minutes.
especially on the edges. There we go. All right. So then I'm gonna just take it. I already pre-seasoned the inside of the casserole or the pie dish
Well, move it
so
up
that
here.
it's
Let's
not
see.
gonna stick.
There you go.
Okay, so I'm just gonna push it down. Take my time, push it down a little gently here. This is just the bottom part, so we don't have to worry about.
All right, so there it is, the bottom crust. We're gonna just put a little egg wash, and
So
that pretty much is just an eggs, you know,
I
kind
did
of whisked
two.
together.
We
two
doubled.
eggs.
Well, we doubled the recipe.
Okay.
But yeah,
With a little water.
So you do, yeah. Basically, like if you take one egg and you whisk it, you're gonna just put 1 tablespoon of water in. Not a lot of water, just a little, just to kind of water it out a little, and then there you go. You just can give it a nice little. It'll help brown
And
it.
since
It'll
we
help
don't
crisp it.
want this bottom crust doughy when we eat our pot pie, our oven's preheated to 400 degrees. We're just gonna stick this in the oven for like 4 or 5, maybe 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Till it gets a little firm, and then we'll add our chicken mixture and put the top layer on. All right, so Monica has rolled out another piece of that pastry dough with a little bit of flour and the rolling pin, and now we're gonna scoop out. Ooh, still
Look
nice
at
and
that.
warm.
I give it a little stir because some stuff settles, like the potatoes and you know.
Yeah, this is good, man. We've
Look at
taken a
that.
couple samples, man.
Holy moly!
It's the best chicken pot pie I've ever had.
I've never had one this good.
All right.
Okay. I'm
So
gonna
we
try
had
to
this in the oven
make a
for
holy
like
mess.
5-6 minutes. It's a little hard. It's not
No, it's
super
okay.
hard.
That's how
We
you
just-
want it. You don't
yeah,
want it
we
to
just
brown.
want to kind of give it a head start. We don't want the liquid to drip through and become too soggy in the dough.
And you definitely don't want the edges to brown when you're going to add a top to it.
Yeah.
You can do just the top and then just put your, if you want to keep it simple, you don't have to do that step. We decided this one we want to do a top and a bottom, but if you do that, just cook the bottom just a tiny bit, and then you'd add to it.
Look at this. So
this is so good. I wish I could smell it.
Yeah, I know, it
so
smells
good.
wonderful. We want to fill it up, not all the way to the top, but almost to the top
Right.
to allow enough room for that top layer of dough.
Just lay this over. You want to have overhang, right? You want to have.
There you go.
There you go. See that? You want to have a
Put
good.
it over here so we can
I'm
see
gonna move it. Don't worry. I'm gonna move it right now. There we go.
Oh, but it's not too hot?
No,
Okay.
we're good. Okay, so we're gonna, let me move it close, I'm short. We're gonna have the overhang here, which is good, but before you press it down, you wanna take your egg wash and you wanna brush the outside of your, here, I'll start on that side. You wanna brush the outside of your,
Yeah, that bottom crust
see,
too.
get it real good. There's no worries, like you're not doing too much,
And
okay?
the bottom crust. Make sure you get that too.
Well, the bottom crust is fine.
Yeah.
It really but look, I'm just gonna press along the egg wash. Where you egg wash, it's gonna stick. And that's good. You don't want it to come up, you want it to brown, and you want it to stick. So that's what you do, okay?
All right.
So once that's done, right there, make sure, you feel it stick, by the way, when you do it. You kind of feel it grab. So now, we're gonna take that egg wash and we're just gonna give it a liberal brushing all around on the top and the edges.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? You want it to, this is what browns it. This is what makes it look really, really good at the end, okay? So just
Yeah,
give it a
some
good
people debate
liberal
whether
browning.
you want egg wash or butter.
Or butter.
But I think butter
Butter-
burns
yeah.
more quickly, and egg wash is more of a kind of get it nice and crispy.
That's what I think too.
But hey, you know what? Leave comments below if you prefer one or the other.
Yeah.
I've never tried butter with this kind of recipe with a pie crust. I always use egg wash, but if you think butter's better, please tell me why down below.
Yeah.
I'm open to hearing those arguments. Maybe I'll try that next time.
And being gentle on top. I don't want it to break through.
Yeah.
But it's just a light,
Oh, you also
a
have
light
to
coat
put
here.
a couple vents for the heat to escape.
That'll be last. But you know
Okay.
what? I would go light on top, especially if you roll it thin, because you don't want it to
All right.
break like it's starting to do there.
It looks good.
Did
Well,
it
it's
too
okay
thin.
to break it down.
I did it a tiny bit too thin, maybe.
It's okay. Put some vents.
I will. Don't worry.
We're
Okay.
perfect.
So I actually put a little too much of the egg the egg wash, and it broke a little bit. So it's
No,
okay.
it's okay.
So if you roll it really thin, don't be liberal on that. You kind of have to just use your instinct on
And you
that.
have to understand too that you want some venting in this
And this is where-
pastry dough because you're gonna get some steam.
That's right.
And you want the steam to escape. So yeah, make a couple.
Kind of go 4. You
Make
go,
4. Yeah, just like that. Okay.
okay, now we're good.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna stick this in the oven. What is it? 400 degrees.
400 for about 20 minutes.
20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a minute. Here we are. Woo, it's been sitting for a few minutes. Oh, it's nice and hot. Now, I'm not really sure how to scoop this out. I'm going to try to use a spoon because it's kind of soupy. Let's see. I don't know. But look at it. Look at the inside here. Man. That crust is nice and brown. There we go. Doesn't quite look like a pie, but you know what? I'm sure it's going to be delicious. We'll be back to sample this in just a second. All right, welcome back. I'm here with my wife, Monica.
Hello.
I scooped some out on this plate. It was a little messy, but
Oh my gosh, it smells so good.
no, it does smell good.
Oh.
There's some crust on the bottom there.
Okay.
All right, let's give it a try. Mmm. Mmm. Wow.
Wow.
Got a bit of potato, bit of celery, carrot, chicken.
That
The
is
chicken
so
gravy
good.
is so good.
It is so good.
Wow, steaming hot. Ooh.
Do you think it's the bouillon, the better than bouillon that I use? Or do you think, I mean, does that make a difference, you think? Than just generic, like,
Bouillon
because
cubes?
normally, you know me,
probably.
I'm not one to like stick to name brands, but I love that better than bouillon.
Yeah, it might be.
Because I don't know, something
I
about
think even with
the,
regular chicken broth, it would be good.
this is really, really,
That gravy is really, really tasty.
yeah, I wish I could explain it. The aroma was good, but the taste is even better. Oh my gosh.
And I'm glad we added the potatoes. It adds a little bit more substance to it.
Wow.
Wow, very
It's
good.
super, super good.
And like I mentioned
Wow.
earlier, we got like half a pot here filled
Yeah, we
with
do.
this filling. We're gonna freeze it and then maybe
Freeze it, I'm gonna use it so I don't have to cook tomorrow night.
no, we got enough for tomorrow night, but we still can freeze some.
Oh yeah, there is
And
one.
then like, you know, maybe a month down the line,
When it's
just
cold
get
and snowy.
just get a pie crust, fill it up, put another layer of that pastry dough on top. Man,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
real easy, quick, and delicious.
This is really good.
What do you think?
Oh wait, I mean this is amazing. And Ava Grace ate it, by the way. She had some without the crust on rice. I've cut everything up real small, and she ate a good portion, so that's good. After our family hike today, she needed that.
As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Please check out this recipe and try it yourself. The recipe instructions and all the ingredients are down below. I would love it if you would consider subscribing. Hit my little Smo'King logo in the bottom corner of the screen there. And check out my website, ericsmokingbbq.com. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
This is a great recipe in the winter time, man. You want to stay warm?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna be using this recipe a lot. Yeah.
The secret is that good chicken gravy. Yeah. And mix up the white and dark meat, I think.
No, I actually was just gonna say that. Normally I love just the white meat, but he wanted to go with just dark meat for the flavor. And I said,
So we
why don't
compromised.
why don't we just mix it? It is really good having both, I have to say. I have no problem with the dark meat in this. I think it's got so much flavor.
Wow, it's very good.
It's very good. All right, well, we just mowed a plate, like right here on camera.
And we're gonna have another one.
Me too.
Again, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Bye.